Hey everybody, to our third Discord meeting. This is the second recording because I was so stupid and forgot to record the voice and the audio, but I did catch it at 7 minutes and 30 seconds, so we weren't that far into it, but we only got two sections. So yeah, blame Killer because he didn't join, and let's just go ahead and get on with the video. So I'm just gonna go over what I was talking about in the last video. Uh, Whenever I noticed that I wasn't recording English. Um, so this is our list. This is what we're going to be going over. And the first thing is explain what has happened in the past month. Let's mark that out. So what has happened in the past month? I have grown my team from 3 members to 7 members, and that's really awesome. So we have Cultivation, who is our artist. We have
Yes, man.
I still can't say her name. I'm just gonna call him JS Gaming Friend because he likes to nick himself that way. So we've gained him, which he is our story writer. Then we have Patrick. He is our newest 3D modeler. And then we have XAUs, who is our coder. And unfortunately, Kittler and X cannot make it. So us 5 and just a random dude from the chat joined us, which this is an open meeting, so anybody is free to join. So let's go ahead and, since we're done with that, let's go ahead and get started with movement mechanics. So we touched on this for about 3 or 4 minutes in the last recording. So I'm just gonna go by quick. Just go ahead and open up the YouTube video. Alright, so this is the video showcasing our mechanics of moving and shooting, but we're going to talk about the moving real quick as soon as it loads, which I'm being spammed. So you can see the jumping and moving and the looking mechanics, which that's what we're going to classify the movement mechanics in, is jumping, moving around, as in walking, all that sort of stuff. And then the camera is really good. I like it. One problem is the gun does not follow with that, so we still are working on that. That is part of the movement mechanic where we need the gun to follow the middle. Next we have the jumping and running. Well, it's not running yet, it's just walking. The walking is good, but the jumping gives you a bit of momentum, so you go even faster right as you let off. So we are going to touch on that. Pedro will touch on that, and Pedro, if you do want to explain what you're going to do, you can do so now.
So, weapons will have classes?
Oh, we're not talking about weapons, we're talking about
not
movement.
Weapons, the movement. Okay.
How we're going to touch up on the running and jumping.
I need to first of all reduce or rather, I need to cap the velocity while you're jumping, and I need to set a max velocity that will be the top velocity that the player can run at or move at through the map, so that we don't have that strange boost whenever the player jumps. From then, I just need to make the movement a little bit more modular, so we can make perks, stuff like that in the future, and that we can add animations later.
Alright. So adding on to the movement mechanics, we will not have player models yet. If you do get to see the gun, which I probably have it in pictures. Let me see, images of work. Let's see if we can... Alright.
Should we have the player models as cylinders? That'd be entertaining.
Oh wait, is the model
You
in
know
the
how
video
like
art?
you know how there's games like tabs and all that?
No.
I guess you haven't heard of that game.
Nope.
JS.
Yes.
are the gun models in the video shown, like the AK-47? Are those models ours?
Oh, thank you for asking me that. Everything that you see in the game is not ours. We are using it for testing purposes only. So once we actually get our assets in and we can start building with those, we will scratch everything. I Some stuff is ours because Unity does give you a prototype asset, so I'm guessing we can use that no matter what. A lot of the stuff was prototype, but the trees and the colors, which I don't know if you can copyright colors on a game, but the trees, the colors, and what was it? The guns are not ours. Yeah, textures.
Alright, so the final version of the game, which will be published. So when people play the game, we will have all our own assets, our own models. We're not going to be using any other ones.
Yes, and we can talk about that in playstyle, including art and such things, once we actually get onto that, which is in 2 more sections. So, if we could just hold on
Alright,
to that thought, we can continue that later.
I just realized.
Alright. So, if we're done with talking about movement mechanics, Pedro's going to fix that up. He's going to make it all nice and neat and just make it so it's just really smooth. And we also need a running movement. Since we only have walking, we need to make a second one. So we'll get to work on that. So now we have our gun mechanics. How are we going to work on gun mechanics? Well, Pedro, would you like to start us off?
So gun mechanics, they will be pretty simple. So we're gonna start with the average classes for the guns. So like snipers, ARs, submachine guns, stuff like that. I intend that every subclass has a purpose in gameplay. So we won't have the snipers will be more predisposed to play from afar instead of running into the battle. And submachine gunners are going to be running inside towards the fight instead of staying far away. That will be achieved through the gun stats. So the base damage, the armor penetration, the wall bang probability, and I was thinking about also adding the damage drop off. So from a certain distance, the damage will be lower for some weapons. So you can't fight from a huge distance with submachine gun stuff like that. Just make each weapon a little bit more focused towards a specific tactic, and you can make it able for you to change weapons in the middle of a game.
Yes, I do like that. Like the distance for damage. Like say you have a sniper rifle and a sniper rifle isn't the same damage throughout its distance of travel. Like there's always going to be a drop if we do have a drop in bullets. So that can
The
help.
drop is really difficult to do though.
Yeah, so I don't know if we will, but I don't know. But the getting weaker the farther it goes, I do like because things do lose speed.
Actually, if you want to do a bullet drop, it's actually very simple. You just make sure the velocity decreases, and it'll just drop off.
The problem with that is that raycast is instantaneous. So if you use a raycast,
Yeah, that's the problem.
The bullet
You won't
hits
be able to.
instantaneously. Like Killer was saying the other day, yes, you can multiply by an angle and make it so the bullet drops from between a distance. But the problem with that is that, for example, you see like in
you
PUBG
said.
when the guy is running and you shoot in front of him. If you use that way of thinking, they use a physics-based object. So when they shoot, they create an invisible object that actually travels through the map with a velocity, and it also has a a gravity into it. So it falls due to a force, not an angle, and it moves towards the person with a timer. So they create an actual game object that goes towards the place where you're shooting. We can simulate that in another way, which is we can make it so an object is created when you shoot, and that object moves between the place where the camera is towards the place the raycast hits.
So are we gonna use raycast and not physical for this?
What I was saying is we can create like a blend between the two. So the raycast determines the direction of the bullet, and an empty game object is created that follows the trajectory.
Alright.
Then we just set the velocity, and everything else is already calculated. So when you shoot the bullet, a raycast is created, and it already has the gravity. So we multiply it by an angle, and the bullet you create at the moment, right after the raycast is done, a bullet is created in the middle of the camera and goes towards the point that the raycast hits. So it already is calculated. It's just an object going in a straight line, and that straight line follows the raycast.
Alright. Yeah, that makes sense. I kinda like that. We could try. Don't really know how to end that topic, but yeah, it sounds really good. We could try that. And it sounds logical. Don't even know what half of it means, but I do understand what you're saying. I do understand what it means and all that. Hashtag noob in the chat. Oh, hey, I'm level 25. Why does everybody hate me 6? Like, come on. Alright, so I'm guessing we're done with gun mechanics. That's just how our gun is going to work. We're going to have a little bit drop. Everything's going to be classified in one group. And gun mechanics are, you can't really talk about them much. You just really, I like showing off gun mechanics easier. It's easier to show them off than to talk about them for me. So
Yeah, I can tell it could be difficult to explain sometime.
yeah.
The goal is to get the gun mechanics to be smooth instead of clunky.
Yeah. Alright, so it looks like we've touched on that topic. I think we have a good mindset for that topic, or the mechanics and such. And let's go to the list. Do we have anything else mechanic related? Like, anything else we're going to talk about that is going to be in our game that deals with, like, gun mechanics, movement mechanics, looking mechanics, all of that?
Well, if we're looking at anything else that's mechanic related, it would probably be when we actually like discuss game modes and all that, because that would be when like mechanics come in, like for example how there's search and destroy in Call of Duty. They have certain mechanics set up for like planting bombs and all that.
Yeah,
There's not really much we can talk about that is not related to movement or guns at the moment.
yeah, but that is
Unless you
You're
want
bringing-
vaulting.
you're bringing up multiplayer stuff. Vaulting, yes, I do want to have vaulting. Which, yes, that is a movement mechanic. I want vaulting so you can jump on stuff and jump over things like barricades and all that. And I also do want to have sliding, because that would be
check your
yes, Colt.
All right. Do you guys want to like add emotes to the game?
Do 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 do. No, I
I
don't know
assume
yet.
you.
I kind of like emotes because they give you a chance to like mess around in
Yeah,
the
like
battlefield.
cosmetic stuff. Like that would be fine to have. I know both Overwatch and Fortnite do it.
Um, I do want emotes, but I don't want them to be like crazy like Fortnite, how you have so many, and that's basically all you do is on the battlefield is show off your emotes after you kill someone or.
It's hilarious though. A lot of people get enjoyment out of that for some reason.
But if we do add them, I don't want to be like Fortnite. I don't want to be like
Yeah,
um
not too many, but
Overwatch.
just enough.
Well, it kind of matters what emotes we're gonna bring in and place into our game, which we can touch on this topic in multiplayer. But let me go ahead and answer SXR. I don't know why I have a problem saying that. Um, so our mechanics are gonna be used on. We're gonna focus them on multiplayer and then single player later, which we'll get into multiplayer later because well, in a second because I have a ton of stuff I want to say about multiplayer, and which it's gonna talk about how we're gonna use currency, how we're gonna do all that, how our mechanics will fit in, and all that sort of stuff. So since we are gonna have sliding, which I want, so like instead of like Call of Duties, but not like Call of Duties. I don't know how to explain it because sliding is sliding, and one person has sliding, another person can slide. I don't know. I just really like the sliding feature, and it's been my favorite. Warface has. Does Warface have sliding or no? I just saw like Warfaces while I'm talking about that. Yes. All right. I did not know that. I've downloaded it, but I've yet to play it. So I really want to play it. You know what? I should play it when I get my PC. No, I have it downloaded. I have an account and stuff. I just knew I can't run it. I just know I can't run it. But all right, we're getting off topic like we always do.
Alright. So I guess that's for the anything else mechanic related right now. So the next topic will be like the playstyle, including the art,
Yes.
things like that.
So like, how will our art fit into our playstyle? That's what it's trying to say, or that's what I'm guessing I was trying to say.
Well,
I don't know.
If I want to put something out there, if we go for a more realistic look, you wouldn't see much of like everything has to be like normal and all that. If you go for a more cartoon look, you could have more freedom to expand on ideas and all that. You understand?
Yeah. I'm just searching up two things. How do I want to describe it? Artistic freedom. I'm trying to get two games and then show them off and compare. Let's see. Environment. There we go. And then one more hour. Google
Oh my.
being slow. Just one more second. Come on, Google. Alright, so I got the two games I want to compare with for my idea of realistic to non-realistic. Alright, so slow down in the chat and I'm gonna post two pictures. Boom. 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 Alright, so these are my two things that I think that we should compare with. The first one is showing off like really good graphics, and then the second one is showing off decent graphics, which I really like the decent one because it won't take as much time as say The Witcher 3, because those graphics are like super high and take days for our team to even make one thing, or at least in my head, that's what I'm thinking. But if you look at something like Modern Warfare 3, those graphics are really clean, and I really like them. Hey. Yeah, that's not the art style that we're going to go with.
Is there any art style you're trying to look towards specifically?
See, I grew up loving like Battlefield 4 and the old Call of Duties and emails. No, Epic Games, I don't want to play right now. Yeah, I just got an email from Epic Games, like, leave me alone. What about Potato PC? Well, have you seen my laptop? This is a potato, and I still play stuff on it, but we're not gonna... I could probably run COD Modern Warfare 3.
Stylized graphics looks pretty good.
I don't... See, I never really been a fan of them, so I don't want to, like, focus our game around it. Kind of feels like Minecraft to me. Like, just seeing the castle and this bridge feels like Minecraft. But that's just me.
If that's Minecraft, what would you call Fortnite?
I would call Fortnite Fort of the Night, like I always do.
Fortnite's also stylized.
Fortnite graphics are decent, but I mean, they're kind of too cartoony for me. Like, all this week I was like, oh, I'm gonna play Season 5, I'm gonna like be level 50 in a few days. I get on this morning, I'm like, yeah, this game doesn't attract me that much. But it is the game style.
It doesn't turn you on?
It's the game style and the art style that doesn't attract me.
Really? Surprise.
Yeah. Mainly because I've been a big Call of Duty and Battlefield 4 fan forever, so. Alright. Well, let's see where... I forgot where
Like a
we were.
veteran.
Alright. Whoa. Let's see. Anything else about playstyle with the art? Anybody want to add? Pedro, you got anything? Patrick, you got anything? Hunter, you got anything? Is everybody just...
No, not really. I think we covered everything on that subject.
I am no artist.
Alright. So, after looking at art, our next thing we will be looking at is how we are going to perceive multiplayer to the player.
Alright, so this one... Alright, so I've had this thought, and... hold on, Hunter, that is like that because the purple one is the main coder, and then the second one is the color that the person wanted, that I cannot tag because it is not taggable. Yeah. Don't question me. Alright, so multiplayer. So I have a really big question for you guys. What would y'all like to see? Because we've talked about this in the past, but not in a meeting. We just talked about it. I think me and Pedro talked about it. I'm not really sure. I mean, this was like 2 months ago. Would y'all like multiplayer before single player, so you can play the game and then have that suspense of waiting for single player, or have them both released at the same time?
So there is the thing. So if we go with multiplayer first, people are going to enjoy the multiplayer, and the multiplayer is faster to make since we don't need a story, we don't need cutscenes, we don't need dialogue, we don't need any of that things. So it's faster to release if we go with multiplayer first. But then we have this thing like Fortnite, where people play multiplayer and you don't see anyone talking about the single player.
Yeah, I don't play
Even though the single player of Fortnite has a story and it is pretty nice for what I've heard. No one talks about it. Yes, Hunter, shut up. So
My personal opinion would be, our best bet would be to release the multiplayer section of the game first and allow people to play it normally. And then later on, that would actually create hype for the single player section or the campaign, whatever you want to call it. So I think we like release multiplayer to the public. Everyone can play the game, can try it out with their friends, and then later on we can take our time creating a campaign and then release it later on. That's my personal opinion.
yeah, I get that.
The best way to give hype for a single player is usually to have trailers, stuff like that. Anything that like feels like a cliffhanger is where you want to.
You can also have some Easter eggs inside the multiplayer for the single player, like locations, stuff like that.
True.
Um,
If you look at some AAA titles, some of the multiplayer maps do come from the story. Like if you played Modern Warfare, any of the Modern Warfares, there's always been 1 to 3 maps that were based off single player that were in that area.
I know they felt so good to see.
And that's why I bought it for $20 on Steam.
I think the multiplayer should also be focusing being competitive. So we need
Oh,
to set
yes, you have played.
we need to set it to set a default competitive mode. So, for example, like most games use bomb defusal mode or something like that. I think we should. I think we should see. Editing
What's
contest.
going on in this chat?
What the hell?
Alright.
Okay, so we should be able to set a competitive game mode specific for competitive play, and then have some companion game modes for more casual gameplay. So, like for example, CS:GO has all of those casual game modes like gun games and hostage maps, and then it has a competitive game mode that is played professionally. We should also have a more polished game mode that we would be playing for competitive gameplay, and then have some game modes that casual players could come in, have fun with their friends. A version of that competitive game mode also for casual gameplay, stuff like that.
Alright.
Well, I guess I can see what that means. Yeah.
Like I've played a lot of Counter Strike throughout my life, and the main problems I see with it are, first of all, the servers are complete shit. The official servers, at least. Then you have some third-party servers that are pretty good, and then you have the problems with the game modes. They keep adding casual game modes, and they have the diffusal mode, which is their main focus because it's the main focus of the professional players. And then the problem with that is that the equivalent to the professional um competitive that you would be playing with friends, for example. So Counter Strike as the competitive matchmaking, which as the rank, but I know a lot of people that derank just to play with friends, and that would all be solved for if they had 5v5 competitive with no rank, just so casuals can play for fun instead of playing for rank.
Yeah. So my thing is that I've never really been a CS:GO fan. I've never even played it. I saw videos of it. I've just never gotten into it. But I do know what you're talking about. I do understand how their servers aren't that good. How you say they keep on messing up, and yeah, we don't want our game to be like that. So, um, don't really know what to say after that since you
Okay, let me add something. I'm thinking that we could also have like maybe a sandbox mode.
like
Like just
a
anyone can join.
custom game.
Like no, like an actual sandbox, like a big open
Right. But to ask the
like a
question
medium
as
open world where anyone can just do whatever they want.
So Halo.
Anyone could join and stuff like that.
So
so basically like it's playground mode.
so are you talking about like Halo or Minecraft?
You could say it's similar, but like anyone could join.
All right.
So
Well, going back to the single player, are you guys gonna be
we're talking about
trading?
We're not talking. We're
Trading?
talking about
we're
single
talking
player
about
next week.
yeah, single player next week.
All right. Now feels bad. All right.
Alright, so something that I wanted to add to multiplayer, which I think I've talked to some of y'all about this. I added another part to it yesterday. And this will lead into microtransactions, so I don't know if we want to continue talking about microtransactions after I talk about this. But I've always said that I wanted one currency system. One. But seeing how Fortnite's doing with their skins and stuff made me like change my mind. I'm not saying, oh, you have to buy all these skins. No, I do want one currency system, but I want to know what y'all think about a second currency system for um about uh Patrick, you're distracting me.
Like an XP system.
No, like the XP, I want it to go into your points. That's how you earn your points. So your point is your XP is your points. But whenever you go buy stuff, you only use the points. You don't use your XP, so you continue leveling up. But you'll have points to buy armor, guns, well, not armor, cosmetics. So like skins. You'll have points to buy your guns, skins, and all sorts of stuff. And you'll also have crates, which will use points if you want to gamble on a skin.
If we do that, we're probably going to have to make seasons.
So here's the second part. This is what I came up with like 2 days ago. I thought about making a second currency system, and this one is have y'all, if you've played Black Ops 3, there's this thing called a liquid divinity or dividium, I don't know, but you
That
earn
looks like a drug.
it is. Shush. All right. So, one you can earn this in zombies just while playing, and and you can either buy them. So I want something where like you can earn it in game, but it's not as hard as this to where you're practically buying them. Because in Call of Duty, there's like a 5% chance to get this in a match. I don't know. I don't know what the percentages are, but it's you earn it in game or you can buy it and you use it to get gumballs, which do help you in the zombies.
It looks like blue Kool-Aid.
Alright, so
You can use a second
I'm not talking
type
about
of.
I'm using that as an example for a second currency system that we
Yeah,
Make
you
it
can use a
round.
second.
so the
You
second
can use a second type of currency as an incentive for people to play game modes that aren't being so played. So imagine we release like 5 game modes, and then there's one that is not being played as much.
I wasn't done. I wasn't done.
Go on then.
Everybody just interrupting me. Alright, I get it. Yeah. So I want this to be like say the skins, you could either buy them with points. Say this one skin, it's the second skin that you can get at like level 5, and it's for 2,750 points. You could either spend that, or you can work your way, or you can grind in game to get these special currency, which I have no name for yet, which I don't know if we are going to add them, which we might. You can either grind for them in game, so say it's like 200, no, like 125 of these points instead of 275, 250, 75, whatever I said, points. you could either use those, and you can also buy those from the store, but you can't buy regular points. And these will be like our little microtransactions. Not the freaking... Bye. I'm kicking you. I'm kidding.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go, guys.
Alright. Well, thank you for joining in the meeting.
How long is left for the meeting?
We just have microtransactions, and we're going to talk about this a bit. I will say that we are at 30. What is that? I can't see. Stop pinging me. Hold on. We are at 37 minutes, so I will shrink it down a bit whenever I can. So.
Because if it's less than like 20, I can stay.
We should be done in about 10 minutes or less. We just need to finish.
No, I'm gonna stay because if I stay, I'm gonna feel like I accomplished something. So.
Alright.
I'll just.
Alright. Stop talking about the Kool-Aid, please. Alright. So, do y'all like the idea of having a point system to where you do have a percentage to earn it in game, but you can also buy it with microtransactions? Having a currency that has... I read that way too fast. Hold on. Alright, I don't see the problem of having a currency that has to be paid with your money if you like a store instead of a loot box, and if you can get every weapon with in-game currency, and the paid currency only buys you cosmetics. See, I don't like that idea because for me, I'm still a no skin on Fortnite. They've had 5 seasons, I've been here for 3 seasons, and yet I haven't paid anything for cosmetics. So, there's probably 10% of the Fortnite population that doesn't buy a skin. Well, since Season 5 release, that's all I've been seeing is the new skin, so I don't know. Yeah, but I don't want it to be like fully you have to pay for that cosmetic. I want it to be you can pay with in-game currency too, but the microtransaction is, well, the other currency system that you have to pay money for does help you. And I want it to be like, say you win this match. No. How am I going to say this? Say you got number 1 on your team and your team won in this game mode. You'll earn like 5 points. The other currency. So, and then your other teammates, the second person will earn 4, the third person will win 3, and then the last people will earn 1. And then the people on the other team, only the top 3 will earn 1 point, and the other people earn nothing. I think that's how it should be. We're not gonna go Blizz-like and pay $5 every month for the game. No. Y'all know that y'all can talk if there is nobody talking, so. See, I don't like the idea of 4 currencies. 4 currencies is just way too much. I want to stick with 1, but having a second one to help you get stuff, and you can also earn it in-game instead of buying, will be helpful. You know what? I just thought about it. It's kind of like, how I'm describing it is kind of like Clash of Clans. If you play Clash of Clans, there's gems, and if you destroy the surrounding debris, or well, trees, bushes, and all that, you can get a chance to earn gems. So it's kind of like that. I don't care. I play Clash of Clans. With more than 2 currencies, well, there's Black Ops 3, but it has different currencies for. They have a single player currency, they have a zombies currency, and then they have 2 currencies. No, they actually have 5. They have 5. No, they have 3 currencies for multiplayer. So, yeah, I'm just talking about the currency part.
Technically, over an hour since fucked up in the beginning.
Yeah, it's been an hour because I forgot to record the voice and y'all. So, oh well, fight me.
That's fine. Just blame killer.
Yeah, blame killer. Everybody, blame killer. Nah, we're not gonna do how many kills you get in a game. I don't know. We might have it like a 3% chance to get one whenever you kill someone, and then the like top people. I don't know. I'm kind of curious to what Pedro's typing because he types forever. Alright, now we're just talking about other games. I thought we were going to talk about our thing. I know that we're giving examples, but now we're just talking about how they. Yeah. It's kind of hard to stay on topic whenever you're in the beginning of the game since you don't really have anything to talk about except for how other games are doing theirs and how we can look at it and see what we can do to make ours different and better. Yeah, I know, Pedro. Alright.
Oh, can we wrap this up?
Yeah, is that all, guys? Is that all that we're gonna talk about?
Yeah, I think that's it because I didn't even understand anything of the mechanics because I literally don't understand shit except
Yeah.
copyright and all. That's it. That's my brain in a nutshell right there.
Alright, Hunter, what's your idea before we go? Because we do need to wrap this up. We are at 50 minutes. 45, never mind. But we do need to wrap it up. See, what if we put, like, a skin for one, like, 12500 points, and then, say, I'm just gonna use gems for now since I don't know what to call them, and then say you could buy it for 250 gems. And say 250 gems was like $5, which that means $1 would be 50 gems. So you can also grind for them in game because the first person or the top person on the leaderboard for their team and if they win, they will get 5 points. So I don't know, probably lower a bit because that seems crazy, but yeah. And then you could also spend them on upgrades. Say if you want rapid fire on your pistol, so it's not like boom boom, it's like boom 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 boom. Like yeah, you get the idea. I don't have to boom boom. Say it was $250, you could either pay 15 gems with it. Alright, yeah, we really need to wrap this up. It's really long, and I didn't plan for the meeting to be this long. I did say 15 to 45 minutes. So anything else before we go for like the last time? No more getting off topic. No more any of that. Last question. We're not gonna do legendary, epic, none of that. It's just gonna be you just gamble. No, it's not Clash Royale. Stop. Alright, so after Pedro says what he says, I'm gonna probably answer, and then we're gonna be done. Because this video got way too long, longer than I thought, and it was a good meeting. We can have the however long meetings we want, but they just can't be over a certain limit because not many people are gonna watch a 2-hour video on YouTube about a meeting. I mean, I would if it was a live stream, but not really if it was a recording. That's just me. How are you gonna cut it to 20 minutes? Just put in the important part, because I put in everything.
Alright, so are you guys gonna end it or?
I'm waiting for see what Pedro has to say, because he just types her. All right, we can also have loot boxes that can either give us trash skins or high tier ones with a low drop rate, and then have a store where you can just go in and buy it with the paid currency. What do you think? We could do that. I mean, that's kind of sounding like Call of Duty at the moment. I mean, like Black Ops 3 or Overwatch, because Overwatch you can either spend your points on the skin, or you can go with a loot box and see what you get inside. Yeah, I think this is a really good topic. If we want, we can talk about it later, but I think I'm going to end the video here. Thank you to everybody that watched this meeting. I know it was really long, and there's still stuff to be touched on, and I just don't want to make it too
When
long.
are we gonna stop touching stuff? Jesus Christ.
What? You were cutting out.
No, don't worry about it. I'm just.
Alright. Yeah. So we will touch on this outside of the meeting. We will talk about it for a bit longer. I don't want to bore y'all to death. So I guess thank you for watching. If you want to see more, there should be some on screen right now or whenever the video ends. And yeah, it looks like I got some editing to do. It looks like we got some work on our game to do. And just overall, some fun things to do with our game. I do want to look at this video that Patrick did post. It's kind of up here, so we can look at this for 1 second. It's only 4 megabytes, so jeez, y'all talk a lot. All right, here it is. Let's see. Oh, sweet. You got it working. Nice. All right, well, thank you everybody for watching. It's been jsfriendGaming. You can watch our other meetings on screen right now or in the description. Thank you. And join our Discord to see more. And see you all next time.
Bye!